Israel, one of the oldest, most beautiful places on earth, the cradle of civilization. Its vibrant people are passionate about sports, and that is as clear as ever in its third largest city, Haifa, nestled into the Carmel Mountains alongside the Mediterranean Sea. It's a new year for Maccabi Haifa, a fresh start after a season to forget. With the slate wiped clean, there is new hope for a team with a beautiful brand new home. For some new additions, it's a familiar game in a foreign land. For their new coach, an opportunity to bring decades of experience at the highest levels of the game to a new challenge. Welcome to a new season of Inside Israeli Basketball.
Inside Israeli Basketball is brought to you by Israel. Seeing is believing.
As players arrive in Haifa, many for the first time, they are embarking on a mission to put last season behind them and live up to lofty expectations set for a new year. New head coach Brad Greenberg will have almost an entirely new roster to work with. He helped bring some big international talent to Haifa, such as American players Donta Smith, Pat Kalathis, James Thomas, and Paul Stahl. The team began their journey together in training camp.
All righty, guys, here we go. Penetrate. You gotta play. There you go. Good. Here we go. Good. You got it. You got it.
Before practice begins, Coach Greenberg's job requirements include more than just X's and O's.
We need the court swept. It's slippery. How it gets done, I don't care. But I mean, like. Guy with the ball. Keep the ball in your hand. Don't throw it to him. Let him go deeper. Come on, pick it up a little bit, fellas. Pick it up a little bit. Let's go. Don't backpedal.
Just work hard. If you work hard, everything else will fall in place. That's all he wants.
You guys got to play now, okay? I said if we get in there for a good hour, we're done. Come on, get in the play. Get there. We ain't working hard enough, fellas. No one's talking. Hey, one on the ball. You know, I look at this as this is serious business, and you've got to get better each and every day. I want the defense to play here, and I want the defense to play there. So then when we swing the ball and we move it, they're not playing there.
He's all about spacing. If you're not in the right spot, he's going to make sure you're in the right spot. If you don't get it, he's going to stop and yell at you to make sure you get it.
Do what I ask you to do. There's no question, no questions. Real simple, real simple. Real simple. I like to try to have our team practice and play and bit by bit cut away everything that isn't good basketball. You can't shortcut. You got to move. Let's go. Better.
Coach is working to instill fundamental basketball principles as he brings an American style of practice to Israel.
It reminded me more of college practices, just teaching and really making sure the guys understand what what he wants running.
You're not freezing me again.
If we do that, then it's quick and we get it done. If not, it's going to be a long practice.
You two guys are looking to seal any guy in here, especially if there's a guy there.
He'll tell you what to do first, teach you this, that, and third, and then you go from there.
Up and flash. He comes high, you come low.
Even as you're going along, he's still kind of teaching you what to do or telling you where to go.
Don't fade away too far. Be in a position where you definitely can get it so you can swing it easier.
It's college all over again, I'm 28, but it's still college type stuff.
You got to be able to take it here to make Paul play you, and you got to make that pass around him.
He's specific about what he wants, but that's why we go through a lot of different stuff in practice.
You get to that spot. Not 5 feet over, to that spot.
Then when the game's coming, it's easier.
Want a big to come up and set a middle ball screen. I want a low down there on the left side.
Right now, we build a system. We try to work on our defense game.
We need people that'll turn the dribbler away from where he wants to go. When we do that, we're pretty good on defense.
Fast break game. and we still build it. We're gonna get there.
We got to be able to do this stuff. This ain't hard, fellas. This ain't hard. Let's go.
You want that X that you draw on the blackboard to act like an X.
Ooh, good idea, good idea. Swing the ball, swing the ball. Good, again.
But unfortunately, during the game, that person usually acts like a person and forgets what the X is supposed to do.
What are we doing? What are we running? It's regular, good. You're not freezing it. Again. Wait. Then go out.
I want the group to function together, and you've got to try to execute. So a lot of what we do is aimed at having the 5 guys working as one on the court, both offensively and defensively.
I feel that we have a very good potential to be a good power in the Israeli league. We build the team the way it's supposed to be, with a good front, very good and very strong front line, good guards, good forwards, and hopefully we'll be a successful team.
Flip the channel, let's go.
Maccabi! Basketball is only one part of the job in Haifa. For the American players especially, adjusting to a new life in Israel is what makes it such a special experience. When we come back, we'll spend some time with Coach Greenberg as they get settled in their new surroundings.
Inside Israeli basketball is brought to you by Israel. Seeing is believing.
It's the 3rd largest city in Israel, but Haifa retains a quaint small-town feel. Sitting at the base of Mount Carmel, lined by more than 25 miles of pristine Mediterranean coastline, it provides a unique setting, especially for the team's foreign transplants. The area, which is known as one of the world's leading technology hubs, is ripe for Coach Brad Greenberg and his team to make their imprint on the hardwood. The man who was once responsible for drafting superstar Allen Iverson hit the ground running upon his arrival in Israel.
I've been in Israel just a short time, and I got a spectacular view, so to start every day with a cup of coffee and look out at the Mediterranean, life is good. I've worn a lot of different hats in basketball, and the chance to be here in Haifa is sort of a dream come true. Coached in the States in college and the NBA, had some administrative posts, some executive positions, but always wanted to be in Israel at some point, coaching a team, and feel very grateful to have the opportunity to do so. Printing up our practice plan for today. You know, I'll have a meeting in a little while with our assistant coaches. We'll talk about what we want to get done today in practice. Too many bags and too much stuff, guys. I get lost every single day. I know enough landmarks that I usually, after I get lost, I figure out, oh, all right, now I know how to get where I have to go, but you know, I've taken a roundabout way, you know, so I probably put more kilometers on than I need to get from point A to point B. And here is unique because Haifa is, you know, hills. So as people say, you shouldn't get lost. You're either going up a hill or down a hill. You know, all coaches, you know, try to make sure they emphasize, you know, a few key points the first time they get together with their team. And then I wanted them to also understand that this is serious stuff. You know, this is how I make my living. This is how I support my family. This is how some of them support their families. That, you know, this is a serious business we're in. You know, we want to get better each and every day, and no excuses, you know. Come to work each and every day, give us your best, And if you do that, I'll defend you. Siempre pasa algo. It's always something. I don't know what that phrase is in Hebrew, but there's no electricity right now in the building. Siempre pasa algo. You know, I'm learning on the job to some degree, the Israeli league, getting familiar with players on different teams, coaching styles of different people. But it's basketball, and it's a good league, good players, good coaches, a lot of excitement about the upcoming season. You know, Haifa has had a couple of rough years, so people are really, really anxious to see us show them that we're a team they can identify with.
As Coach Greenberg begins to instill the values of hard work and professionalism, he knows that a great test looms on the horizon. Ahead, we'll give you a first-class ticket as Haifa travels to Northern California to face the NBA's Golden State Warriors.
The season started out with a stiff challenge for Maccabi Haifa. They traveled to the United States for exhibition games against two up-and-coming teams in the NBA. The first test came against the Golden State Warriors, and former Haifa center Jeremy Tyler, who signed to play at Israel straight out of San Diego High School in 2009. For Haifa's players, the trip to the Bay Area was a special experience.
It was great, you know. I mean, after the 26 hours of travel, I mean, we got there. It was a great experience. A lot of guys had never been, to the States, and most of the guys had never really played against NBA teams, especially in that kind of atmosphere. So, just having the opportunity, to do that was fantastic.
Most of the Israeli players were making their first trip to the U.S., but for the Americans, it was a much welcomed homecoming.
To be honest, the only word I can explain is it was surreal, Just not only growing up, that's your dream to play in the NBA, but to have my family there and, my teammates, all great guys, and it was just a surreal experience, and it really hasn't sunk in yet. And, getting back here, I know after a couple of days, I'll just appreciate that experience.
It was the first chance that the group got to really live together. We played some practice games on the road, but that's just the bus. But this was, living together, spending time. So I think it was an excellent opportunity for the guys to really get to know more about each other.
Nice to see you. Welcome to San Francisco.
Thank you. Very nice to meet you.
Maccabi embraces the responsibility of a professional team giving back to the community. So while traveling to San Francisco, they took the time to hold a basketball clinic for the locals.
Okay, Jenny, get the ball. Now? Yeah, that's right. Take the shot. Okay. We split it to different stations, and my station, me and Alex, was working with the kids about the low post move and playing with back to the basket.
I showed them like crossover, dribbling, try to teach them how to think as a player, as a professional basketball player, and it was fun.
You always know, you gotta be ready.
I think now we have a little bit more Maccabi Haifa fans in the States than Maccabi Tel Aviv fans.
After much anticipation, game day had finally arrived. It was time to get down to business for Maccabi Haifa.
I mean, the environment, NBA, you know, that's a lot of people's dream when they start playing basketball at a young age. And we were lucky enough to have a chance to go out there and play. So if you can't get excited to go out and play in those games, I mean, I don't know if you're a real basketball player.
To kind of merge the leagues and see different players that we normally wouldn't get to play against, it's a pretty cool experience.
I got a chance to talk to Ito, and it seems like he's doing well. You know, it seems like the program has come a long way, you know, to be way out here playing an NBA team. And, you know, when I was there, it felt like it was just yesterday.
NBA teams have lost games to teams from overseas. So we respect them. We appreciate the opportunity to play against them. It's going to be an intense battle, but talented basketball team that's well coached, and we'll be ready.
Maccabi Haifa quickly built an early lead with Corey Carr drilling 2 3-pointers and Paul Stahl distributing the ball to their playmakers. The Warriors would answer with a 7-0 run and took a 50-46 lead into halftime. To start the third, Haifa cut into the Warriors' lead, and a pull-up jump shot by Carr brought Haifa within 1 point. However, the Warriors went on a run and would open up a double-digit lead into the fourth quarter. Haifa chipped away at the lead, including a 3-point barrage by Paul Stahl. Then, with under 5 minutes to go, Donta Smith knocked down a 3-pointer to bring the score to 93-90. The Greens managed to cut the deficit to 2 with 2:34 to go, but the Warriors would score 4 consecutive points at the end. The final score was 108-100 to the Warriors, but Maccabi Haifa proved to the world that their talent can compete at the NBA level.
It was a challenge for us, and we all stepped up to the plate. They only beat us by 8.
I think we played up to how we could play.
It was sort of a turning point. The guys started getting more and more comfortable and confident, and I gained more confidence in them as well.
Their next game against the Minnesota Timberwolves was not quite as close, but it did mark another successful showing against superior competition, as team leaders Pat Kalatis and Paul Stahl chipped in 17 points apiece.
We played a very good second quarter, maybe the best quarter we played in the States.
We gave them a good fight in the first half, but they were just, you know, too big, too physical, and they wore on us.
And we ran out of gas in the second half. You know, 10 days on the road. You know, starters played a lot of minutes at Golden State. You know, we're still just scratching the surface, I think, of what we can be as a team.
They came up just short against their NBA competition, but the trip was a valuable learning experience as Haifa returned home to open the regular season in their beautiful brand new arena. Coming up, they start fresh as they begin their quest to put last year's disappointment behind them.
Inside Israeli Basketball is brought to you by Israel. Seeing is believing.
It's been 2 years since Haifa had its own arena. Bouncing from one local gym to another, it was nearly impossible to establish an identity, a real home court advantage. But this season, playing in the gorgeous new Ramema Arena, that has all changed. The team's home is now Israel's second largest arena, a place they and their community can really get excited about.
Look at the arena. It's by far one of the best in Israel.
Beautiful.
It's a beautiful arena. It's very unique in the Israeli environment of basketball.
It's an unbelievable place to play.
We're looking to see Romema full house in our games. I think it's going to give us a lot of advantage.
I can't wait to kick it off.
Coupled with a dynamic mix of high-level talent, things really seem to be set up for an exciting season here in Haifa.
The day that Haifa fans were so eagerly anticipating had finally arrived. Season opening in the new arena. Galil came ready for a fight, but the Green Apes were determined not to let red become the dominant color of the game. The Greens controlled the tempo from the start. Paul Stoll and Ito Kazakaro led the team to a 22-15 advantage at the end of the first quarter. Maccabi Haifa held a 12-point lead at one point in the second quarter, but Galil's Kenny Hayes managed to cut Haifa's lead to just 6 at the half. The beginning of the second half was all green. 2 great blocks from James Thomas, followed by 4 points from Pat Kalathis, got the fans right back into the game. A steal and a dunk by Donta Smith brought the arena down and gave the Greens a 59-41 advantage with 3 minutes left in the third quarter. Gilboa went on a run, but Haifa hung on to their lead and finished the third quarter up by 3. The Green Tide came out rolling again in the fourth quarter as Haifa positioned itself for the win. Kalathis controlled the boards, while Lior Segev was pumping up the crowd. A monster jam by Kalathis with 3 minutes to go, Haifa up 20, and granted Jeff Rosen some peace of mind. The Green Locomotive didn't stop there and continued to push the lead up to 24 points. The final score was 90-66, a great victory fitting for the grand opening of such a beautiful new arena. The Green fans couldn't have asked for a better start to the season. A new season is underway, and the team, like its coach, is rejuvenated, energized by the people and beautiful surroundings. Greenberg is fulfilling a lifelong dream of coaching in Israel, and he is intent to take it all in. He and his players have only just begun the journey of a season full of challenges, but he is comfortable with where they stand.
It's a good group of guys, really good group of guys. They have good spirits. They're unselfish players, unselfish people. So I think that, we have a lot of potential.
That's it for this edition of Inside Israeli Basketball. Remember to catch Super League highlights each week on the web at triangleinternet.tv. Thanks for joining us.